The Cartier Santos is the grandfather of all modern wristwatches. In 1904, when the pocket watches ruled and wristwatches were seen as feminine novelties, Brazilian aviation pioneer Alberto Santos Dumont faced a challenge. He needed to check time while keeping both hands on his aircraft controls. His friend Louis Cartier's solution was a purpose-built wristwatch that would change horological history forever. From those high-flying beginnings through its evolution into the angular icon we know today, the Santos has adorned the wrists of true pioneers and modern trailblazers alike. Its distinctive square case, exposed screws, and seamless blend of sport and sophistication created a design language that remains remarkably contemporary over a century later. The wristwatch market has experienced its most significant downturn in years, with many iconic models seeing their values drop by 30% or more. The Santos' performance in these turbulent times tells a fascinating story. Despite its legendary status, current market data reveals a stark reality. 40 out of 41 Santos models are trading below their retail prices. Even for seasoned watch market observers, these numbers are striking. Looking at key models reveal significant variations in market premiums. The Santos large models in various metals, rose gold skeleton, steel skeleton, and standard versions are all trading at noticeable discounts. The Santos Dumont Steel Black, which pays homage to the original design, is holding relatively steadier, but still sits below retail. What makes this particularly intriguing is that we're not seeing typical market fluctuations. These numbers reflect a broader shift in the luxury watch market, where even blue-chip models with sterling pedigrees are experiencing substantial corrections. The Santos, with its century-plus heritage, iconic design, isn't unfortunately immune to these market forces. The Santos collection has evolved into something remarkably complex, and this complexity might be part of our market value puzzle. Looking at the collection's structure, we're seeing a level of fragmentation that would make even seasoned collectors reach for their catalogs. We're looking at 40 different variants spread across 3 size categories from 31 to 47 millimeters. Within these, we have 5 different material types, 4 distinct model lines, and numerous special editions. The Santos and Santos Dumont lines each branch into their own trees of variation: steel, gold, two-tone, diamond set, and skeleton versions. This fragmentation creates several market challenges. Buyers face a paradox of choice. When there are too many options, decision-making becomes paralyzing. Each variant's exclusivity is diluted, retailers must maintain broad inventories, and the market becomes saturated with similar but slightly different models. What's particularly interesting is how this contrasts with other successful luxury watch collections. Many of the strongest performing watches in today's market tend to be more focused, curated lineups. The data suggests that Cartier might benefit from streamlining the Santos collection, perhaps consolidating to 3 core sizes and reducing material variations. Following our look at collection fragmentation, we discover another fascinating layer to the Santos market story, one that revolves around water resistance specifications. The data reveals unexpected patterns that challenge conventional watch market wisdom. Models with 100-meter water resistance are actually losing more value, down 30.6%, than their less water-resistant 30-meter siblings, which are down 27.9%. This contradicts typical watch market expectations, where better technical specifications usually translate to stronger value retention. The pricing structure tells an equally puzzling story. We see 30-meter water resistance in models across the entire price spectrum, reaching up to $22,300 for rose gold diamond pieces. The same material sometimes comes with different water resistance ratings, creating a confusing technical landscape for potential buyers. When you're shopping for a Santos, the water resistance rating doesn't serve as a reliable indicator of the model's position in the collection. You might find a more expensive model with less practical functionality than its lower priced counterparts. While this might seem insignificant for Cartier, given their celebrated heritage in elegant dress watches, today's buyers increasingly weigh technical specifications alongside design. Now, here's something fascinating about the Santos: the way dial colors are dramatically influencing market values. The data tells quite a story about buyer preferences. Black dial variants are holding their ground with just a minimal 2.5% decline. In fact, one black dial model is even commanding a market premium, quite a feat in today's challenging environment. The white dials, traditionally Cartier's bread and butter, are seeing a substantial 31.3% depreciation. The abundance of white dial variants might be working against their market value. We're seeing a classic case of oversupply affecting desirability. The skeleton dials represent another surprising twist. Despite commanding premium prices at retail, they're showing the steepest decline at nearly 37%. This suggests that higher pricing alone doesn't guarantee stronger value retention. The limited color options tell an interesting story too. The green and brown dial variants are performing notably better than many standard offerings, while blue dials are surprisingly struggling with a 30.6% decline. Moving to case materials, the data reveals some counterintuitive patterns. The basic steel Santos models are proving the most resilient, showing the smallest decline at 18%. These models represent the purest expression of the Santos design, without any extra complications or precious metals trying to enhance their appeal. The more you add to a Santos, the more value it seems to lose in the current market. The two-tone steel and gold models are down about 25%, and rose gold shows similar depreciation. But the real surprise comes with the skeleton models. The steel versions are down 35%, and the gold skeletons have taken the biggest hit at 44% decline. The deeper we dive into the Santos market data, the more fascinating patterns we uncover. Look at how different complications perform. The story becomes even more compelling. The market seems to be sending us a clear message: simpler is better. The time-only Santos models are showing the most modest decline at around 25%. What's remarkable here is that these are the purest expression of the original Santos concept from 1904, telling time elegantly and clearly. You might think adding sophisticated complications like chronographs or skeleton movements would help preserve value. The data shows exactly the opposite. Chronograph versions are down about 37%. Wow. And skeleton models are not far behind at 34%. The diamond set pieces are taking the biggest hit at nearly 40%. What makes this particularly noteworthy is that we're seeing a consistent pattern. Every time you add complexity to the Santos, whether through complications or precious stones, the market actually values it less. This completely challenges the traditional luxury watch premise that more complications equal better value retention. Now, we're getting to the heart of the Santos market challenge. The price distribution reveals something truly fascinating about how the collection is structured, or perhaps more accurately, how it lacks clear structure. You can find steel and gold models actually priced below some steel Santos versions. Gold models are competing in the same price space as steel and gold pieces. The pricing seems almost random rather than following a logical progression. What's particularly telling is the spread within each material category. Take the steel Santos models. We're seeing prices scattered across different points rather than concentrated in a clear price band. This creates confusion for buyers. When you're looking at two steel Santos watches with significantly different prices, what exactly are you paying for? The premium segment shows even more striking anomalies. There are large price gaps where no models exist, while other price points are crowded with different variations competing against each other. The skeleton models demonstrate this perfectly. They're priced all over the map rather than occupying a distinct premium layer. Let's pull everything we've discovered together because the data is painting a clear picture of where the Santos collection needs to go. The path forward seems remarkably clear. The collection needs to refocus on its core strength, those simple, elegant models that stay true to the original Santos concept. Those aren't just performing better, they're also closest to the watch's historical DNA. The diamond set variations showing nearly 30% depreciation are sending a clear message about oversaturation in the jewelry watch segment. These need to be significantly reduced, making them truly special when they do appear. The skeleton models, while technically impressive, might work better as limited editions. This would address both their major value decline and create the exclusivity these complicated pieces deserve. Finally, and perhaps most crucially, the entire collection needs price discipline. Clear, logical pricing tiers would help buyers understand exactly what they're paying for. The potential benefits are compelling: better value retention, clear product positioning, simpler inventory management, and most importantly, a stronger market perception of this historic collection. In essence, the Santos might benefit from returning to what made it great in the first place: elegant simplicity with a clear sense of purpose. What we're seeing here isn't just a story about the Santos. It's a fascinating case study in how modern luxury watch markets value clarity, consistency, and connection to heritage over complexity and variety. See you next video.